Welcome back to Full Circle with Joyce, guys. I'm here just chuckling with my guest because he has a really cool name. His name is King Masai Muli. King is his actual name, like hiyo ni jina la kwanza.
Yes, on the ID.
Wow.
Yes.
Hey, your parents were with it.
They were with
So
it.
now, mi nilikuwa nashanga Masai Muli. Nimemuuliza, are you part Masai? Akasema no.
Kamba.
Kamba,
yes.
but baba akakosa jina.
Alikuwa ananiita, kijana ni Masai sana. Then
welcome to the show,
thank
King.
You, thank you.
Really good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, so we're actually going to be talking about technology and innovation, and specifically looking at animation. And for you, you started off as a painter.
Yes, I started off as a painter, and gradually I moved to animation.
Okay.
Yes.
And how long ago were you a painter? Was art and creativity something that was always in you? Did it develop over time?
I studied art while I was in primary school.
Okay.
While we were being taught, I used to draw on my exercise book.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I grew older, I came to find out that you can draw on your own canvases and everything else. So I started painting.
Okay. And these are really cool. I mean, the detailing is really great, especially on that bird. But talk to me about animation. How big is that as an industry here in Kenya?
Animation is a really big industry, but most people usually neglect it because they majorly focus on 3D, 3D, but there's a whole line of animation that they fail to see, which is 2D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Explain 2-dimensional animation then to us.
2D, I can explain it in this sense. If you're looking at an image, you can view it in the front and the side only.
Okay.
But when it comes to 3D, you can view it in three dimensions.
Okay.
3 dimensions.
All right.
In 2D, it's a really awesome aspect, I can say, because it is flexible. Because 3D is usually rigid, because once you develop a character, it's hard to adjust it.
Okay.
But in 2D, the creativity is all about you, and it's not about the character. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So who are you typically creating these animations for? Are there maybe specific businesses or partners that desire this type of animation?
Yeah, there's so many people who desire. Like, mostly I do corporates because they would like to advertise their products. Maybe someone has a business and then he wants to advertise it and does not have the equipment to make a video shoot.
Yeah.
So I just create a character, and then that character explains the whole context of the business, and they're all okay.
Nice. So you've been able to work with quite a few corporates?
Yeah, I've been able to work with quite a few.
It's seeming like you've now shifted almost entirely into animation.
Yes.
Is that now your new love?
It is. Actually, I started off doing film.
Okay.
There was this German company that was offering scholarship for film.
Yeah.
And then I took it up, and in the course of me learning film, I was interested in animation.
Okay.
But the trainers were not willing to teach me.
Okay.
So I took it upon myself to teach myself the animation bit.
You self-taught?
Yes, I'm self-taught.
Wow, pretty cool. In fact, we have some images though that we want to share with our audience members of some of your work, some of your animation work.
Yes.
And there we have it on screen. Hopefully you can see that too.
Yes,
but this is an example of his work. Tell us about this one.
This one is about the ladies who were saying Poco panda.
I was about to say, that kind of looks like her, Poco panda. Wow. You're self-taught? Like all of this
I'm
is self-taught?
Yes.
That's pretty amazing.
You kind of learn along the way.
Yeah.
You make mistakes, you rectify your mistakes, and then you get better. Yeah.
Wow. So what's your dream? Like, where are you hoping to go with all of this?
Disney.
Wow, I love it. Big dreams.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Amazing. So most of the work that you do then is advertisement driven.
Yes.
So have you then also had to like learn some marketing skills as far as, what works, what attracts people, what pulls them into So far, what would you say has been one of your favorite projects?
One of my favorite projects, it has been the previous videos that you've seen, the pizza advertisement.
It's a pizza advertisement.
Yes, it's a company. It's called Pizza Mtaani.
Okay.
They reached out to me, and then they wanted me to make an advertisement for their pizza.
Okay.
And then when in the process of me making it, it was very interesting because I had to go to where they were. I look at the environment, and I had to make the whole area from scratch.
Wow.
Yeah.
To look like the animation,
to look like
the
actual,
like the place.
yes, the actual place.
That's pretty cool. That's been one of your favorites so far.
Yes, that's been one of my favorite.
Okay, okay. How long does it typically then take to do something? On average, how long are these, first of all? Does the time frame matter, or it depends on the client?
It depends on the client, but every client has a time frame that they want their animation on. So I usually set myself to 4 to 5 days.
Okay.
To make sure that I have finished completely the animation. But animation takes a lot of time.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, and despite the fact that I'm doing it alone, it kind of needs a big team.
Yeah.
So in the process of me making animation, I met up with a few friends of mine, and now we're doing it together as a group, which makes it easier now.
So someone does different parts of the same animation.
Yes, someone does different parts.
Approximately how many parts are we talking about? Is this a very complicated process?
There's the sketching. Someone comes up with the idea, and then we sketch an idea.
Yeah, like literally tell me how it works. So you sketch.
We sketch the idea. Now someone draws in a paper. We sketch everything, and then we look at it's like what do you call it? A plan of how exactly it's supposed to work. And then once we agree on that plan, we go now to the software.
Okay.
We start rigging, creating the characters that we're supposed to make.
Is it like a stylus, or what are you using, like, to actually create the characters?
To create the characters, I'm using a software. It's called Adobe Animate.
Okay.
So that's the software that I use to draw on, but we usually draw on a tablet.
Okay.
It's called a Wacom tablet.
Okay.
You draw on it, and then it's generated on the software.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So your painting background certainly came in handy.
Yes,
yes. To do this, you need to be somewhat of an artist.
Yes, you need to be somewhat of an artist. It's not impossible to do animation, but in a way, you need to at least understand art.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So once you've sketched it then and put it on this tablet thing and it goes onto your screen, what happens then?
Once now it goes to your screen, you start rigging the characters. Once the characters have been rigged and they are good to go, now you go to painting them. Once they've been painted, you go to color grading, and then you do the final edit.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So it is a bit of a process.
It's a bit of a process.
No wonder you, especially now if you're building up the number of characters.
Yes.
And in fact, there's another of your animations there. Tell me, what is he waving?
That was a Christmas animation. I wanted to tell everyone Merry Christmas.
Nice. Nice. I wish we could go back to the one for Poco Panda. I really liked it. How does one get like the character to look so as real? I mean, that must be a challenge. That's probably the hardest part, like, especially if it's a character that we've, say, seen on TV.
Yes.
To make the person look like, the animation look like the actual person must be very tricky.
It's a bit tricky because you have to look for the key elements in that character.
Yeah.
Because like for instance, Raila, he likes wearing that cape.
Yes.
So if you draw Raila without that cape,
We're like, who's that?
Who's that guy? Yeah, you see, yeah.
Right.
So we have to look for those aspects of that character that can bring him to life.
All right.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like you're open to business to a lot of different things. And I really like that you are self-taught, and have identified opportunities for yourself.
Yes.
So how can people get in touch with you should they want to maybe reach out to you for some work?
Yeah, I have a social media page. My company is called Muliski Animations.
Okay. Muliski.
Muliski.
Okay.
Yes, from the name Muli.
Muli,
yes,
okay.
Muliski Animations. And they can get in touch with me also on email, muliskianimations@gmail.com.
Okay.
And You can also.
Is your work on social media?
Yes, my work is majorly social media.
Okay, Muliski
Digital
as well.
creation, yes.
Digital creation.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, King Muli, for coming on to the show. It's been great chatting to you.
Thank you.
All the best in
And
your future endeavors as well.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we need to take a break as we get ready for our final segment for the day. We're going to be bringing you our fitness segment, and it's going to be on looking at Taekwondo as a sport. This is coming up next. Stay tuned.